Hello everyone, how are you all? I am back. This is Dr. Sip coming at you with Becoming a Better You, helping you to understand what that looks like and how you see yourself and how can you transform yourself into that better you. All of us is looking for a better us or a better me or a better you. So today I'm going to talk about the process of change. There are 5 stages when you're changing or going through the process of change. And those 5 stages will come from the Trend Theoretical Model. It's better known as the TTM, the 5 stages of change. But becoming a better you, what does that look like? We all have some negative habits that we would like to change. Some negative habits could be an addiction to drugs. It could be smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol. Some people are just procrastinators, or they just spend too much time doing nothing, or just neglecting themselves. Wasteful things they're doing that is bringing them wasteful opportunities or bringing them no opportunities at all. These are all just bad habits or negative habits that can get in the way of us becoming a better us or a better you. Others may have some bad habits that are affecting their lives, such as some bad behaviors that could be gambling, shopping, or it could just be sex. We all know that changing a bad habit is difficult and hard to do, and on top of that, overcoming any type of addiction or any type of negative behavior or habit that we may have can seem impossible. So today, what I want to help you understand is the 5 stages of change. There are 5 stages that each person will go through when changing. And since my platform is helping you to become a better you, some of these stages you may be in just when it comes to being a better you. The 5 stages of change takes time, as we all know, and it can be very difficult. You didn't become the person you are today overnight, and you won't make significant changes overnight either. So just love yourself. Give yourself a hug while you're going through this process. Change comes slowly. The focus of this message today is on making small changes. Change is a process that involves stages. The 5 stages of change that I'm going to talk about today is your pre-contemplation stage, contemplation stage, planning stage, action stage, and then the maintenance stage. Those are the 5 stages, and I'm going to go in depth with those. Also, within those 5 stages, you have setbacks. Setbacks are part of the change process as well. We all fall short at some point. We may start on a good path. We may go forward thinking like, oh yeah, I got this, everything is good. And then all of a sudden, bam, setbacks. Setbacks could be just your natural habits that you have. Setbacks could even be it could be a situation, or it could be anything that can cause you to have a setback and revert back to that behavior that has caused you some type of harm or didn't do anything for you in your life. Heck, setback could even be going back to a relationship and that relationship has brought you nothing. No process, no prosperity, no joy, nothing. But these are all setbacks. And not only that, with these setbacks that you have in your life while you're going through the process of change or becoming a better you, with those being said, those are also lessons to be learned. So even though you may have a setback, you don't want to sit there and waddle in and say, oh, well, if that's addiction to drugs and you decide, okay, bam, I took some drugs or whatever, I set back or I went back and this happened. And then you just sit there and say, F it, I'm done, and keep doing it. No, you don't want to do that. What you want to do in that process of your setback as you want to take a break, stop, think. Because there's a lesson to be learned in that. To understand what caused you, what triggered you. Finding out your triggers so that when this trigger happens again, you have some way of not letting it happen not letting it happen again. Change is oftentimes about changing your perspective. It's just changing your perspective. Everybody has a perspective. Everybody has a perspective how they see themselves, how they see someone else, what they expected from something. Everybody has their own perspective. So being able to change your perspective. You cannot control events in your life. You can't control events that happen to you. You can't control situations that come at you. That's just the number one thing. Such as if I'm driving down on the road and a car hit me from the back, I couldn't control that car that hit me from the back. I couldn't control that event that just happened to me, that just took me on my course. If I was running late for work and now all of a sudden I got to stop, I got to get his insurance or just making sure we're both okay, nobody's being rushed to the hospital. Whatever that event is, it is going to set you back from the course that you was going. But you cannot control events or situations in your life, but you can control. This is the one thing I want you to pay attention to, because what you can control, you can control how you react to them. Your reaction is the only thing you can control. The events, the situations, you cannot. Your reactions, you can. And I'm going to give you a simple example, such as being inside of Walmart. Being in Walmart, say you're in Walmart, you got a long line. You can't control the cashier that is taking maybe 15, 20 minutes and you in a rush to get to wherever you're trying to go. You can't control that cashier that is taking forever and so long with the customer ahead. Or you can't control that customer that's in front of you that can't find her credit card, or she can't find her bank statement, or she got to write out a bank statement, which, some of right now bank statements could be a pet peeve for some people. That could be a trigger right there, because sometimes you be in line and people say, who the heck still writing checks? Like, who writing checks still? But that is causing you to react. Those are the reactions that you may have. But having those type of reactions that you can't control, such as, okay, why is she still writing checks? I'm trying to get to where I'm going. That is not going to get you to where you're trying to go any faster. Your reaction will determine how you handle your situations and your events. So that's the only thing you have control over, is how you would react. Real change is accomplished from you. Real change is accomplished from you. I must repeat that. Real change is accomplished from you. You make the change. No one else can make that change for you. You make the change. Now, someone else can come in. Yeah, they can make your life a little bit easier. They can, do some things. But for real change to really take effect and for you to really understand and get it, it comes from you. It comes from your efforts, your hard work. It requires taking what you learned and applying it to your life. Now, I said I was going to talk about the 5 stages of change, so I'm going to go into the first one. The first stage of change is what we call, from the TTN model, is the pre-contemplation. Now, in the pre-contemplation stage, it's just like it says, it's pre-contemplating. People in this stage don't want to make any change. They don't want to change their habits. They don't want to recognize that they have a problem. They may be so pessimistic about their ability to make change, or even deny the negative effects of their existing lifestyle. You know that drunken cousin, uncle, aunt, whoever you got, they coming in, they drunk all the time, they wake up drunk, they go to bed drunk, and then you telling them, like, look, you going spiraling downhill, and this person is studying saying, I ain't got the problem. You got the problem. If you don't like the way I am, this is who I am, this is that, blah, 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 whatever they be saying. But those are the things. I'll give you an example for myself. Even me, I used to smoke, okay? I used to smoke cigarettes. Newports was my favorite, but I used to smoke. And I remember when I used to smoke and everything like that. And I know when I used to smoke, people used to say, like, oh, you smoking, you can't do the, because another thing is you go on break. When you're a smoker, you take many breaks. So you ain't getting a lot of work done because you constantly like, oh, I got to have a cigarette, or somebody pissed me off, oh, I got to have a cigarette. At that time, I was like, I don't have a problem. Y'all got the problem. Y'all pissed me off, so I got to go have a cigarette. So that's that pre-contemplation stage. That stage, when you in this stage, that's the stage that you in a denial. You pretty much in denial. It's very, very hard to help anybody that's in this pre-contemplation stage, because remember, you are the one who makes the change. Can't no one else make that change. So if you don't even see that you have a change or that you need to change, it won't change. It won't happen. And no matter how much somebody tells you that, hey, this don't work for you, or that's not happening, or maybe you should do that, if you don't see you need to change, it won't happen. So that's what we call the pre-contemplation stage. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just giving you some steps, some stages, some process that you may go through, or you may even see other people going through. Because when you becoming a better you cannot be wasting your time, your energy out there trying to save somebody who cannot even see they need to be saved. Like, there's a time and a place that you have to just walk away. You have to just say, okay, enough is enough. I can't. This person has to see it. That person has to want to change. So that's what we call the pre-contemplation stage. Then we go into the pre-contemplation stage. Then you have what we call number 2, the contemplation stage. Now, in the contemplation stage, during this stage, you are weighing the cost. It's contemplating. You're contemplating. You're giving it, a little bit of effort, a little bit of time. Giving it, looking at it from some type of benefit or lifestyle modification that you're thinking, okay, maybe I need to make a change. You are contemplating whether it's something that will be worth it. And people can remain in this stage for years without preparing to take an action. Like, you ain't doing nothing. You just like, okay, something ain't right. I know I need to make a change, but let me see. So if you can identify new ways that making a change will benefit you, then the benefit will begin to outweigh the cost. So when you in this stage, in that contemplation stage, if you can tell yourself more benefits of why I need to make the change, why I need to stop this bad habit. Well, maybe it'll stop me from going from X to Z. Or maybe if I do it this way, I can see myself, as we state, becoming a better me. So your benefits have to outweigh the cost. So we tend to seek pleasure. We also, as a human being, tend to seek pleasure and avoid pain. So when you're in this contemplation stage, you want your change to be pleasurable. So being positive, loving yourself, giving yourself positive reinforcements. Because if it's something that's going to bring pain to you, more than likely you won't make that change, because you're going to avoid that. Most human, or all humans, wants to seek, they run after things that make them feel good, but they run away from things that may avoid them, they run away from things that bring pain to them. So the more pleasure you can ascribe to making a change, the more likely you will take the action and succeed. And in the contemplation stage, you have what is called, I want to stop feeling so stuck. You in that stage, I want to stop feeling so stuck. Contemplators acknowledge that they have a problem. So in this stage, you do acknowledge, I got a problem. And you begin to think about solving it. Contemplators also struggle to understand their problems. So they may know I have a problem, but it's kind of hard to really understand what that problem is. Like, I can't put my finger on it. What is it? They have, problems understanding how to see what caused it, and they may wonder about possible solutions. Many contemplators have indefinite plans to take actions within the next few months. So they may have plans, but they don't really know how to step out and do it when you get those. And in this stage here, in the contemplative stage, if you're working with anybody or you're talking to people, you kind of can see, okay, this person, yes, they're saying they need help, they want help. And if you have the tools, you have the knowledge, you have the skills to help them, then you want to help them. You want to give them some positive feedback or positive solutions to help them, because remember, people seek pleasure and people avoid pain. You know your destination, and in this stage also, you know your destination, and even sometimes you know how to get there, but you're not ready to go yet. So you may know, okay, I need to go, I need to do this. You might and I may even know how to get there, but you know what? It seems like a lot of work. I don't feel like going through it right now. Or it's gonna cause a lot of pain. I might, if that's leaving a relationship, I might hurt some feelings. I might hurt somebody in the process. So the next one is 3, the preparation stage. Oh, yay, we almost there. We at the preparation stage. Okay, so now here at the preparation stage, people in the preparation stage have decided to change their negative habits within 1 to 2, 3 months, whatever the time frame may be, but now they're here. We ready to rock and roll. We ready to prepare. If that's that vision board, you writing things down in your SMART goal, your journal, whatever. You preparing yourself. Congratulations if you're in this category. If you got here, yes, you made it. You may have just set up an appointment. If that's somebody that that might be looking to seek a counselor. So you in this stage, you probably don't set up an appointment. Somebody trying to lose weight, you may have already called and set up an appointment to hit the gym or see a personal trainer. You actually, got your gym membership. If that was losing weight, was your goal. So in this stage, you have actually made one small step to getting to where it is you're trying to go. Most people in the preparation stage are planning to take action and are making the final adjustments before they begin to change their behaviors. They have not yet resolved their ambivalence, meaning they're still kind of, I don't see how this is going to work or where it's going to go, but they're still, and they may even still need a little bit of convincing, but they're still taking that step. They're still going. They're just stepping out and they're going. Number 4 is what we call the action stage. The action stage is the process of changing your lifestyle. Whether you are exercising more consistently or if it's you're eating healthier, whatever the case is, you are taking the process of changing your lifestyle. And that is what this platform and what I'm talking about, becoming a better you, is because you're changing your whole lifestyle. You may be even changing some habits that you have, some behaviors that is taking you nowhere. It ain't doing nothing for you. But you're changing your lifestyle. Individuals in this stage are at the greatest risk of setbacks or relapse. So it is key to leverage any techniques you can to stay motivated. It is key to find all those things, seek those things that bring you pleasure when you are in this action stage. Because this is the most crucial stage. This is the most critical stage and the most vulnerable stage. Because when you take that leap and you're actually there, this is when you can have setback. This is when events can come into your life and trigger you back into those bad habits. Make the move for which they have been preparing. Requires the greatest commitment of your time. So this stage right here is going to require your greatest commitment, your greatest time and effort when you're in that action stage. And then lastly is, you got it. You guessed it, the maintenance stage. That's right, just like it says, maintenance. This is the stage of successful, sustained lifestyle modification. So if you've been exercising for years consistently and have been, blending positive habits into your lifestyle, then you are in the maintenance stage. So if you've been doing this for some years, sometimes you are actually in the maintenance stage. And then I'll talk about also, I'll come on here and I'll also explain some things what we call habits, getting rid of those habits, and what's the time frame it takes to get rid of bad habits, because there is a time frame to get rid of certain bad habits. So we'll talk about those things and what that look like and how that can happen. Because in the maintenance stage, in my experiences, people tend to bounce between contemplation, preparation, and action stages. They go back and forth before they even get to the maintenance stage. So in other words, people are more like a yo-yo. You kind of like, like if you're dieting, you like the dieters. You start your diet this time, boom, you're off the diet. You exercise today, boom, you're off the exercise. It's just, you're like a yo-yo. And that's fine, that's okay. Don't stop. Keep doing it and keep going, because eventually you will get to the maintenance stage. That maintenance stage is where once it become a lifestyle, once it become a part of you, all those other habits that you once had, you now have this new lifestyle. Just like myself, I told you I used to smoke back in '96. Now I don't even have the urge. It's a lifestyle. I quit. It's a lifestyle now. It's been many years, over probably 13, 14 years since I have never had a cigarette. So I don't smoke. I don't want to smoke. I don't think about smoking. That habit has been gone from me. It's gone. So the same thing goes with, even if it's a behavior, over time you can see that, wow, the things that used to trigger me don't even affect me now, because you passed it. You're at that maintenance stage where this new life is your new lifestyle. So this is what I want to help all of us to become: a better you, being a better you, loving you, and seeing the changes as you're going through and going forth. It's not that difficult to maintain a given level of a new lifestyle, but it does take a lot of effort. It does take a lot of loving yourself, giving yourself positive feedback, and it does take a lot of energy from you, especially depending on how long you've been harboring a habit, or how far you are in an addiction, or whatever that addiction is. It's going to take a lot of effort and energy from you. So you have to stick with it, stay with it. And I thank you all for listening to me. I know I kind of went on a ramble today. I don't know, I was in the mood of talking, and I do apologize, but I just wanted to really get that out there and talk about those 5 stages of change. Because as we're becoming to be a better you want to know and understand and acknowledge these stages, because you will understand, you will see when you're going through these stages, and you can recognize that, and you can say, you know what, especially if you're listening, you're talking to people and surrounding yourself around people who value you, who trust you, who love you, who understand that you are now becoming a better you. That's another thing. You want to make sure that you're getting around good, supportive people. Hanging around the same negative people. They don't want to see you go no further than where they are at. That's fine if that's what you want to keep. But remember, staying with those people will keep you in that pre-contemplation stage and also in that contemplating stage. No action, no maintenance. Alrighty, so again, thank you so much for listening to me, and I appreciate it. And like I said, I will come forth, and I will talk more about how do we get rid of those habits. What's the time frame? What does it look like?